All right, so chapter four, first we talked about prime factorization, So let's kind of do some of these and see how this goes. So let's say that I have a number that is 60 and I want to do the prime factorization. So most of you on the quiz were able to get this right, okay? So you did all the stuff. A few of you did not do the last step. So I'm going to tell you how it's supposed to do, how I would like to see this. So if you do the prime factorization, all right, you're going to get 6 and 10, okay? You can do this however you want, right? And then you're going to have 2 and 3, and 10 is going to be 2 and 5. So in the end, you're going to get 2, 3, 2, and 5, okay? So in the end, what you need to say is this 60 is equal to 2 times 3 times 2 times 5. In other words, 2 squared, because I have 2 and 2's, times 3 times 5. Okay, so this is the last step. The last step is to collect your numbers and put them back together and show them and write it in this format, okay? There were a few of you who just kind of left it at this. Okay? I did not take away points for it, but I could have, okay? But I'm just letting you know, this is the way it should be. You should go ahead and gather them together and then put them in this format, okay? So let's do this one more time. Let's do another one and see if we can do this. So let's do 72. Okay, so we're gonna do 72. So let's have Pastor do this for us. Pastor, how am I gonna do the factorization here for 72?
What?
We're gonna do the prime, you're gonna do the prime factorization of 72 for us.
Okay.
So what's the first thing?
Nine times 8.
9 times 8, that's good, all right. And then what's next?
And then we'll do 4 times 2 on 8. 4 and 2.
2 times 4, okay. What about 9? For 9, there's only one way to go, right?
That's 3.
It's going to be 3 times 3, all right? So are we all done? Are all these prime numbers now?
You could do number 4, 2 and 2.
Ah, 4 can be 2 and 2. Good job.
Yeah.
4 can be 2 and 2. So now we're all done, right? Because I have 3, 3, 2, 2, and 2, right? So what is the final step I have to do?
Write it all down.
Okay, so 72 is?
I forgot the next step.
3 times 3 times 2 times 2 times 2, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I can now collect the 2's, and I have 3 of them, right? 1, 2, 3. 2 to the 3rd power. And then the 3, I have 2 of them, so it'd be 3 to the 2nd power, okay?
Yep.
All right, so this is how you would do the prime factorization, all right? Okay, all right, good work. Okay, so I think we're pretty solid on that. Okay, now let's move on to in 4.2, we talked about the greatest common factor. So the greatest common factor, okay? So the greatest common factor. So let's say that we're gonna do the greatest common factor of, I don't know, 24 and 36, okay? Let's say we're gonna do 24 and 36. So 24, okay, for us to do the prime factorization first. 24 would be 6 and 4. 6 would be 3 and 2. 4 would be 2 and 2. So this is going to be equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Okay, so that's 1. We got that one. We got the 20, we got the 24. Now see the prime factorization of 36. 36 is 4 times 9, where 4 is 2 times 2. 9 is 3 times 3. So I'm going to get 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Okay, so once we have done the prime factorization, notice I did not combine the 2 to the thirds and that kind of stuff. Okay, I did not combine those on purpose. So when we're doing we're trying to find the greatest common factor, Now I would look at these and I would see which one they share together, right? So this one has 1, 2. There's another one. And here's another one, right? So from this, so they're going to have a 2 in common. Over here, there's a 2 in common. Over here, there's a 3 in common, correct? So the GCF, the greatest common factor, is going to be 2 times 2 times 3, which happens to be 12, right? Because 12 is a factor of 24, and 12 is also a factor of 36. Okay? Now in the third part, 4.3, we learned what is called the least common multiple, I believe, right? No, that was 4.4 was the least common multiple. 4.3 we did what? In 4.3 we did equivalent fractions. Okay, so once you found the greatest common factor, you can actually find the least common multiple, right? The least common multiple, okay, the least common multiple, you're going to find this by taking the GCF, taking the greatest common factor that you have, which is 12, and now you're going to multiply the stuff that is left over that you are not able to combine. And that would be what? That would be the 2 and the 3. So I'm going to multiply that by 2 and 3. Okay? So this is going to be 12 times 6. So 12 times 6 is equal to 72. So 72 is your least common multiple, right? Because if you did multiples of 24, what are you going to get? You're going to get 24, 48, 72, 96, and so on and so forth, right? 36, the next common multiple is going to be 72. The next one's going to be 108. So here we go. We share the 72. 72 is the smallest or the least common multiple. Okay, all right, so step one. The step one is you find the prime factorization of both numbers. Step two, circle the common ones together. And then you take them, so you have the share of the 2, so you put that here. You share another 2, so you put that another 2 here. Share the 3, so you put that there. And you multiply these 3 together to find the greatest common factor, okay? And then you're gonna do what? You're gonna find the leftovers and multiply those together to find the least common multiple. Okay, so there are the 3 or 4 steps there, okay? So let's go ahead and do another one and see if this sticks, okay? So let's do, we'll do 12 and 60. Well, no, that's not this. Let's do 54. Okay, so again, let's do 12 first, greatest common factor. So let's do the prime factorization. 4 times 3, 2 times 2, and we can't go any further. 2 times 2 times 3. Okay, so that's 12. 54 is going to be 6 times 9. 6 is going to be 2 times 3. 9 is 3 times 3. So this is going to be 2 times 3 times 3 times 3. Okay? All right. So, AJ, what numbers do these two share?
So there's the 2,
The 2, all right.
and then there's the 3.
The 3, right? Then I have the 3, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull these down. So I have a 2, I have a 3. That means that my greatest common factor is going to be 2 times 3, which is 6. All right, now what's the next step we're going to do for the least common multiple, AJ? What am I supposed to do then? So now I'm going to take the leftovers, right? I'm going to take the leftovers and
Which is
multiply
3.
that to the greatest common factor, right?
Yeah.
6, which is the greatest common factor, and multiply that by the 2, 3, and the 3. 2, 3, and the 3. Okay? So I have 6 times 2 times 3 is 6 times 3. So 6 times 6 is 36 times 3. 36 times 3 is 8, 9, 108. So the answer is 108. 108 is my least common multiple. Okay? All right, good work there, AJ. All right, let's do one more. One more. Okay, let's do 20 and I don't know, let's do 32. Okay? So let's have Lissandro walk us through on this one. Lissandro, so 20, the prime factorization, what is it?
2 times 10?
2 times 10, are we done?
No.
What else can I do?
No. And then from the 10, it's 2 times 5?
2 times 5, okay, are we done?
Yes.
Okay, so 20 is 2, 2, 5. Okay, so we got the first one. Okay, now let's do the 32. Do the 32 first.
4 times 8.
4 times 8.
And then on the 4, it will be 2 times 2.
Okay,
And the 8, it will be 2 times 4.
uh-huh.
And then on the 4, it will be 2 times 2.
Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 twos, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so what's next?
And then you will group up all the common.
Okay, so how many come? What are common here?
2. And then the other group of 2.
Okay, other group of 2. So I have 2 of these, right?
Yes.
I'm done, right? So this is 2 and 2. So the greatest common factor is what?
4.
2 times 2, which is 4. Good job. So now I have to do the least common multiples. The least common multiples is what?
You start off with 4, and then you will group up all the,
4.
you will group up all
By
the,
what?
and then you add all the other numbers that don't have any numbers with them. So you'll get 5,
Uh-huh.
the 2,
Uh-huh.
the other 2, and the other 2.
Okay, so I have to multiply these all together. So 4
Yeah.
times 5 is 20. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2. So I get 20 times 4 is 80 times 2. 80 times 2 is 160. All right, are we all good now? Are we all good? Okay. So that is the first part of the greatest common factor and the least common multiples, okay? You guys, everybody seem to do okay with the simplifying the factors, okay? Simplifying the fractions, okay? You guys were pretty good with that, so I'm not going over that, partly because you did so well, but that will be on the finals, okay? All right, that will be on the final, okay? So, the other portion of this is when we start talking about the variables. So if I have a variable here, how does that change everything? So let's say that I have 12x squared y on one, and on the other one I have 15xy squared. Okay? And I want to find the greatest common factor and the least common multiple, okay? So the way to do this is that you're going to do the numbers first. So the number side is going to be 12. So I have 12, so let's do prime factorization. So it's 4, 3, 2, 2, and we're done. So this is 2 times 2 times 3. And then I'm going to take the variables and just write them out. Okay, I have 2 x's. I have 1 y. Okay. So now we're going to do the 15. The 15 is 3 times 5 and it's done. There is no further anything else left, right? Then I'm going to have, write out the variables, x, y, and y, okay? And again, just like we did before, we're going to find the common one. So I have a 3 that's in common here. I have 1x, and I have a y. So again, the same thing I did before. So I'm going to get a 3 here, and from here I'm going to get an x, and from here I'm going to get a y. So my greatest common factor is 3xy. 3xy. The least common multiple is, again, the same thing we did before. Start from the GCF, 3xy. Now I'm going to have to multiply out the other stuff that didn't make it in there, right? So the other stuff is going to be, I have a 1, 2 2's, and a 5. So let's write that down first. So I have 2 2's and a 5. Then I have x and a y times x and a y. So I have to multiply these all out together. So if the numbers, I have 3 times 2, which is 6. Then I have 2 times 5, which is 10. Then I have 1, 2 x's. So I'm going to combine that to x squared. Then I have 1, 2 y's. So I'm going to combine them to say y squared. So this is going to be, in the end, 6 times 10 is 60, x squared, y squared. Okay? It's a kind of the same thing. It's a little more involved, all right, because now you're dealing with letters or variables together, right? Okay, but it's the same concept. It's the same thing that we've done before. Okay? All right. So let's do one more of these to make sure this sticks with us. We'll do one more exercise to make sure that we really get this. Okay, let's do 16a squared b to the third, 24ab squared. Okay, so let's pick on Elijah. Elijah, walk us through this.
Okay, so for the top one, it would be 2 times 2 times 2.
Okay, so 4, 4,
Uh-huh.
2, 2, 2, 2. That was very good. 2,
And then
2, 2, 2. You have 4 of those.
Eight.
Okay.
A times A, and then B times B times B.
All right, good job. So the bottom one, you're gonna have what?
Give me a sec. 3 times 2 times 2 times 2 for 24.
4 and 6.
Uh-huh.
2, 2, 2, 3. Okay, so we're gonna have 2, 2, 2, 3. Okay, what do you
Times
have for the
A.
variables now? What do I have for the variables?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm times A
Uh-huh.
times B times B.
All right. So what's next now?
And you, I don't remember what it's called, but to circle the, is it variables?
Yeah, the common one, the common ones, right? We're gonna have
The commons.
2, and we're gonna have 2. What else?
Sure. Circle the A's. There's only one A, and then 2 B's. Circle.
We're gonna have a B and we're gonna have a B, right? So we're gonna have a 2 from here, 2 from here, a 2 from here, an A and a B and a B. So this is going to be my greatest common factor. So it's going to be 8. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So it's going to be 8AB squared, right? So now
Yep.
we're going to try to find the least common multiple. So we're going to start with this, which is 8AB squared. And then what?
You have to multiply it by the remaining numbers,
That's
right?
what's remaining.
2, 3, and B.
2, 3. Ah, you're missing an A.
Oh, A, B.
A, and there's a B here, right? Okay, here we go.
Mhm.
So we get 8 times 2 times 3 is 6.
Mhm.
8 times 6 is 48. I have 1 A, I have 2 A's, A squared. B squared times B is going to be B to the third. Okay, so that's the least common multiple, okay? All right, good work. Very good, very good. All right, so that's that. We are done with all of that. Now let's do one more thing. I want to do one more thing. And that's in when we are simplifying the fractions. When we are simplifying the fractions, you guys did very well in things such as 27 over 18. Okay, 27 over 18 is going to be just nothing more than 3 times 9. 2 times 9, the 9's cancel out. I get 3 over 2. Okay, that's fine. So you guys did well with that. Okay, the problem is when we start putting in variables like this over 18a squared b, okay, then it kind of got a little dicey, okay? So here, 27 over 18, we already know that. It's 3 over 2, right? 3 over 2, but then we have the variable. So I'm going to just go ahead and go like this. In the bottom, I have 2 A's and a B. Okay, now I can cancel out this A. This A cancels out with this one. This B cancels out with this B, and then I have these two left over. So your final answer is going to be 3B squared over 2. Okay? So don't get thrown off by the variables. The variables, like I said, just write them out and go ahead and start canceling them out and figure out what you have left over. Then you're done. Okay? All right, so that's the only thing that I wanted to point out when it came to simplifying the fractions, okay? All right, okay, so that's really what I wanted to cover from chapter 4.